The sanctuary hummed with the familiar creaks of old wood and whispers of anxious hearts. Sunlight streamed fractured patterns through stained glass, painting the pews in quiet colors. Even the usual scent, a blend of polish and pages, seemed softer on this Sunday morning. At the front, a stooped man found his place at the altar. His hands shook, not just from age, but from something far heavier, a sorrow too old for words. He bowed his head, burying quiet pleas in the hush of morning prayer. Each breath felt like asking, yet again, for what the world refused to mend. The congregation watched from a respectful distance, each unsure if their prayers could reach further than their sighs. But then, from one of the wooden pews, a small figure slipped free. A child, barely tall enough to meet the eyes of grown men, made his silent way forward, shoes shuffling against ancient carpet. He knelt beside the old man, uncertain only in size. Without seeking permission or approval, he raised his hand and gently touched the man's shoulder. His fingers were warm, fragile, and entirely sincere. For a moment, everyone in the church stopped, breaths held, hearts paused between beats. Even the organist, midway through a steady hymn, found his hand still. The old man raised his eyes, clouded with a lifetime of loss. He looked at the boy, and in the space between their gazes, something unspoken flickered, a spark, a release, the reopening of a door to hope. Tears lined his craggy cheek, not only of grief, but of being seen anew. The child's presence said everything language could not: you are not alone. A gentle current moved through the church. Here was no spectacle, no show of faith or parade of virtue. It was ordinary and remarkable, an act so simple it could only be described as pure. The heavy air seemed lighter, troubles less insurmountable, for this moment where hope was simply handed from one soul to another. In the silence that followed, thoughts were not turned to eloquent sermons or learned lessons, but to the softness of being present. It was love without condition, spoken not in words but in the touch between two generations, a sacred trust that, as long as there was one to reach out, there would be another to answer. Many years from now, some might forget the sermon of that day, or the exact scripture reading, or the melody played. But they would remember, without fail, the morning when a boy's small hand made faith simple, hope possible, and love the truest message sent up to the rafters.